Hi, it's Tom Rockwell. I'm with the Vinyl Factory and I'm talking about my love for early 80s vintage hardcore records. And it is quite difficult to like pin hardcore down to like top 5 records, but gonna have a good go. I mean, probably like the best place to start would have to be Minor Threat. Probably like the first band to come through with that straight edge message, no drink, no drugs, no promiscuity. The vegan thing that came a bit later, it's just very angry, very fast, very raw hardcore. And the DIY ethos that they had with their label Discord was a big influence on me. And it's one of the things that attracted me to drum and bass. It's all, I just love that whole sort of getting your hands dirty and just doing it yourself. That was a very big influence on me.
You tell me, like the taste,
It's got to be in there. Can't not be in there. It's just an absolutely flawless record, apart from TV Party, which kind of lets it down a little bit. For me, there's the classic Black Flag lineup, Henry Rollins. And a lot of people don't like the way this sounds, but I just love the grunge, the tone of the guitar. It's one that as soon as I heard it, I played it probably about 3 or 4 times off the back. It's just amazing. I still listen to it like 2-3 times a week.
Look what you've done to your arms. I know you don't care who you do harm.
I mean, when you think of youth of today, you probably think of Break Down the Walls, but I'm going to go with Can't Close My Eyes, just simply because the charm in this record for me is that it's an absolute mess. All the vocals are tracked out of time. It's really raw, but it just adds to it. You can't understand what the vocalist is saying half the time. Best tune on there probably Take a Stand, and it's on there twice, so can't argue with that. Youth of today, Can't Close My Eyes. My favourite Misfits record is probably Walk Among Us. I bought this actually in Crouch End down the road and it said Portuguese reissue. Then I looked on Discogs, it's actually a Portuguese bootleg from the year 2000. It's just got all of their best tunes on. 20 Eyes, I Turned Into a Martian, and it wasn't the first album they recorded, but it was the first album that they actually released. Never heard the Misfits before. If you think the Ramones, Elvis Presley, slash with loads of sort of horror movie and B-movie references. The Holy Grail version of this record, if you can find it online, is the one that comes in the special Halloween bag. I don't think there's that many. I think I was looking at one on eBay to see how much it was going to go for, and it went for like $500, which is a bit out of my price range. So if you let one go for cheap, let me know. These are bootlegs as well, Session Volume 1, which has got exactly the same tunes on as Session Volume 2, but it's different sessions, so you've got to have the different sessions. This was a gift to me from an ex-girlfriend, which is the most amazing present, which is Misfits Evil Lives, signed by Jerry, Doyle and Danzig. That's probably like the most valuable of the records that I've got, even though like without the signatures. And Legacy of Brutality, I think that's 88 press. That's just a new reissue. They're just all the same tunes on every single record pretty much, just different sessions and they all sound different. So if you're a bit of a nerd like me when it comes to the Misfits, just gotta have them all. Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel. I'm not too much of a fan of like hardcore, which has got that crossover influence in the 80s, where you've got the drums sound like they've been recorded in a cave and there's loads of reverb on it. And a lot of the stuff that came out in New York in the late 80s I wasn't really a fan of. And this kind of like blurs, goes towards that line, but it's just a great record with just so many great tunes on it. I mean, you could say it's the best record that came out in New York in the 80s. I mean, you've got like Victim in Pain, Agnostic Front, which is a great record as well. The late 80s stuff, the Gorilla Biscuits, Youth Today, a lot of the Youth Crew stuff, the music doesn't hold up as well, I don't think, the stuff that came out in 80 and 85. Lovely little house bag. And then like the thickest, heaviest, blood red marble vinyl. I was actually in New York looking forward to buying some like really rare stuff, but I went to the record store and they were like, when I bought this, they're like, where you from, boy? And I was like, oh, I'm from London. They're like, you ain't gonna get any of that around here. You should go to London and start buying it, because no one's letting go of that stuff in New York. I love my copy of Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel. That's definitely, in my opinion, probably gonna get chastised for saying it, the best New York hardcore record ever made.